As we get older, especially after 60, many men and women start noticing something they never expected. Intimacy feels different. Not worse, not gone, just different. And the biggest reason this shift happens is because of one overlooked factor most couples completely skip in the bedroom. When this step is ignored, blood flow drops, nerves don't activate the way they used to, and emotional connection begins to fade. The truth is, your body after 60 doesn't work the same way it did at 25. And pretending it does is the fastest road to frustration and disappointment. The hidden step people skip is warming the body and preparing circulation before intimacy. After 60, your blood vessels don't open as quickly, hormone responses aren't as sharp, and the brain to body signals take longer to fire. So when couples jump straight into physical intimacy without gradually building up warmth, touch, breathing, and blood flow, performance struggles appear, erections take longer, sensitivity decreases, and comfort for both partners drops dramatically. Intimacy after 60 requires intentional preparation. The heart needs a moment to pump stronger, the nerves need time to activate. The muscles around the pelvis need gentle stimulation before they respond fully. When this step is ignored, the frustration begins. One partner feels pressured, the other feels inadequate. But when you bring this step back, everything changes. You reconnect emotionally, your body cooperates, and you begin to feel desire again instead of stress or performance anxiety. And this isn't about trying harder. It's about understanding how the aging body functions. A warm-up phase increases nitric oxide, boosts circulation to the pelvic area, relaxes tension, and turns on the parasympathetic system, the part of the body responsible for pleasure, relaxation, and deep connection. Without activating that system, your body physically cannot respond the way you want it to. So if you're over 60, don't skip this step. Slow down. Give your body the preparation it needs, build anticipation, explore touch without rushing, focus on breathing, warmth, and connection. When you treat intimacy as an experience, not a task, your body rewards you with stronger blood flow, deeper satisfaction, and a renewed bond with your partner. This one change can turn frustration into confidence and restore closeness no matter your age. As we grow older, especially after 60, another major factor that affects intimacy is the decreased sensitivity of nerves responsible for arousal and pleasure. Unlike in our younger years, where physical touch instantly triggers responses, the aging nervous system requires more deliberate activation to perform optimally. Nerves that carry signals from the skin, genitals, and other erogenous zones to the brain gradually slow down, and their threshold for stimulation increases. This does not mean that desire disappears or that the body no longer responds. It simply means that the signals take longer to travel and the intensity of the response is lower unless the body is properly prepared. Many men and women unknowingly ignore this fact, expecting the same instantaneous reactions they experienced in their youth and end up frustrated, disappointed, and anxious. This is why it is crucial to focus on gentle, intentional stimulation before intimacy. Taking the time to explore touch, caressing, and light massage awakens dormant nerve pathways, gradually increasing sensitivity and preparing the body for arousal. Stimulating the nerves in a slow, mindful manner not only enhances physical response, but also signals the brain to release the hormones necessary for pleasure, relaxation, and desire. This process is essential because the nervous system controls arousal far more than the genitals themselves. Without properly activating these nerves, the body cannot fully respond, and attempts at intimacy may feel forced or unsatisfying. Older men often notice that immediate penetration or rushing through foreplay does not yield the same excitement it once did. But this is not a loss of capability, it is a shift in the body's requirements. By investing more time in nerve activation, you create an environment in which the body naturally responds with stronger erections, heightened sensation, and a greater sense of pleasure. Furthermore, this approach improves emotional intimacy. When touch is slow, attentive, and purposeful, partners feel more connected and attuned to each other's responses. Anxiety and performance pressure decrease because the body is given the chance to respond at its own pace. Simple actions such as stroking, light rubbing, gentle pressure, and warm contact all contribute to stimulating nerves effectively. Even focusing on areas beyond the genitals, such as the inner thighs, neck, and lower back, can awaken the nervous system and enhance arousal. Over time, these practices not only restore physical sensation, but also strengthen confidence and desire. Understanding the importance of nerve stimulation after 60 transforms intimacy from a hurried act into a rich, rewarding experience. It allows men and women to reconnect with their bodies, rediscover pleasure, and enjoy a sense of closeness that goes far beyond physical mechanics. This is not about trying harder or pushing the body. It is about respecting the natural changes that occur with age and learning how to work with them. Mindful stimulation of nerves ensures that desire is awakened, blood flow is maximized, and emotional and physical intimacy can thrive long after 60, proving that age does not diminish the potential for fulfilling sexual connection. It simply requires attention, patience, and understanding. As men age, particularly after 60, one of the most overlooked yet crucial factors affecting intimacy is the role of emotional connection in physical response. Many couples assume that sexual performance relies solely on physical mechanics, but the truth is that the brain drives desire far more than the genitals themselves. Emotional closeness, trust, and a sense of safety are essential for triggering the hormones and nerve signals that allow the body to respond fully. After 60, these factors become even more significant because the aging body is less automatic in its responses. When couples skip the step of emotional connection and jump straight into physical intimacy, the body often fails to respond as expected. Desire is blocked, arousal is delayed, and frustration can build quickly. It is not a matter of reduced libido or inability, but rather a matter of the body needing a signal that it is safe, desired, and connected. Establishing this connection can take many forms: eye contact, holding hands, gentle conversation, or even simply being present and attentive to each other's energy. When partners engage in this way, the brain releases oxytocin, dopamine, and other key neurotransmitters that facilitate relaxation, arousal, and pleasure. Without this hormonal response, blood flow to the genitals is reduced, nerves remain less sensitive, and intimacy feels mechanical rather than rewarding. Many men over 60 experience moments of disappointment because they do not realize that their bodies now require emotional engagement before physical response. They may try to force performance or rely on memory from their younger years, but without the brain's signal of emotional safety and connection, the body cannot fully participate. Emotional connection also has the added benefit of reducing stress and anxiety, which can be major inhibitors of sexual function in older adults. When a man feels pressured or judged, his stress hormones rise, constricting blood vessels, reducing circulation, and inhibiting nerve activation. Conversely, when intimacy begins with warmth, conversation, laughter, or affectionate touch, the body relaxes and the nervous system shifts into a state conducive to pleasure. Over time, integrating emotional connection into intimacy not only improves physical performance but strengthens the overall bond between partners. It reminds both individuals that intimacy is a shared experience, not a test of ability. Men learn to slow down, focus on presence, and enjoy the subtle exchanges that precede physical touch. Women feel valued, desired, and emotionally supported, which further enhances arousal and pleasure. In essence, emotional connection is the bridge between the aging body and fulfilling sexual experience. It ensures that both partners are in harmony, that the body's natural responses are fully engaged, and that intimacy becomes an experience of closeness rather than stress. By prioritizing emotional engagement after 60, men can overcome many of the physical challenges associated with aging, restore confidence in their sexual abilities, and cultivate a deeper, more rewarding connection that transcends the mechanics of sex and embraces the richness of shared experience, proving that true intimacy is as much about the heart and mind as it is about the body. As men age, particularly after 60, another crucial factor that profoundly influences intimacy is the role of breathing and relaxation in activating the body's pleasure system. Many men mistakenly assume that physical stimulation alone is enough to produce arousal and satisfaction, but the reality is far more complex. The parasympathetic nervous system, sometimes called the rest and digest system, is the body's key driver for sexual response, and it can only function optimally when the body is calm, relaxed, and free from stress. After 60, the parasympathetic system often becomes slower to activate, making deep relaxation and intentional breathing essential for arousal. When stress, anxiety, or hurried activity dominate the bedroom, the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight system, takes over, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones constrict blood vessels, reduce circulation, and inhibit nerve sensitivity, making erections weaker, arousal slower, and pleasure less intense. One of the simplest and most powerful ways to counteract this decline is through conscious slow breathing. Deep, steady breaths increase oxygen delivery to tissues, promote relaxation, and trigger the parasympathetic system to engage fully. This in turn enhances blood flow to the pelvic region, prepares nerves to respond more sensitively, and increases overall enjoyment of intimacy. Breathing techniques can be as simple as inhaling deeply through the nose, holding for a few seconds, and exhaling slowly through the mouth, focusing on releasing tension with each breath. When practiced together with a partner, synchronized breathing also enhances emotional connection, creating a shared rhythm that promotes closeness and arousal. Beyond breathing, intentional relaxation of the body is equally important. Men over 60 often carry tension in the shoulders, back, and pelvic muscles, which can inhibit circulation and reduce sensitivity. Gentle stretches, light massage, or even a few minutes of quiet, mindful presence before sexual activity can relax these muscles, allowing the body to respond more fully. Combining relaxation with breathing creates a powerful foundation for intimacy, enabling the body to perform optimally without relying on force, urgency, or anxiety. Moreover, relaxation improves the mental state of both partners, reducing performance pressure, enhancing pleasure, and restoring confidence. It also amplifies the emotional and physical signals that the body needs to release hormones associated with desire and satisfaction. Ignoring this step often leads to frustration, disappointment, and even avoidance, but when incorporated consciously, breathing and relaxation become a tool to unlock the body's natural sexual potential after 60. In fact, men who master this approach often report stronger, longer lasting erections, heightened sensitivity, and a renewed sense of desire and closeness with their partners. By making relaxation and deep breathing an essential part of intimacy, older men can transform the bedroom experience from a source of stress into a space of pleasure, connection, and confidence, proving that age does not diminish sexual capability. It simply requires awareness, patience, and a mindful approach to the body's changing needs. After 60, one of the most important yet often overlooked factors affecting intimacy is warmth, both in the environment and through physical touch. The body's ability to maintain optimal blood flow declines with age, and cold or insufficiently stimulated muscles and blood vessels can significantly reduce arousal, sensitivity, and pleasure. Many men and women over 60 make the mistake of rushing into intimacy in a cool room or without preparing the body, expecting that desire and performance will happen instantly. The truth is, the aging body requires warmth to function optimally, and this is a step that cannot be skipped. Warmth relaxes muscles, dilates blood vessels, and increases circulation, which in turn allows the nerves and genitals to respond more effectively to stimulation. Simple adjustments such as ensuring the room is comfortably warm, using blankets, or starting with gentle caresses and massages can dramatically improve blood flow to critical areas, preparing the body for intimate connection. Physical warmth is equally vital. Skin-to-skin contact, prolonged gentle touch, or holding your partner closely before progressing to more direct sexual activity helps stimulate the nervous system and awakens the body's natural responses. Many men over 60 underestimate the cumulative effect of these small steps, but they are critical in counteracting the natural decline in vascular responsiveness and nerve sensitivity. Warmth also plays a psychological role. When the body feels comfortable and cozy, stress and tension melt away, and the parasympathetic system, responsible for arousal, relaxation, and pleasure, activates more effectively. Conversely, cold environments or rushed activity can trigger the sympathetic fight or flight response, constricting blood vessels, reducing pelvic blood flow, and limiting arousal. Another important aspect is gradual physical stimulation combined with warmth. For example, warming the hands before touching intimate areas, massaging the thighs, or spending a few minutes in a warm bath together primes the body for sexual activity. These acts increase local blood flow, stimulate nerves, and enhance overall sensitivity, making the experience more pleasurable for both partners. The result of incorporating warmth into intimacy is not only better physiological response, but also a stronger emotional connection. Partners feel more relaxed, desired, and connected, which further boosts hormonal and neurological responses necessary for arousal. Ignoring this step can lead to frustration, reduced performance, and emotional distance, but when warmth becomes a deliberate part of intimacy, it transforms the experience entirely. Men over 60 who prioritize this simple yet powerful factor often report stronger, more reliable erections, heightened sensitivity, and a renewed sense of desire and satisfaction. Warmth, therefore, is not just comfort, it is a foundational requirement for intimacy in later life. By respecting the body's need for heat and preparing both muscles and nerves accordingly, couples can restore closeness, enhance pleasure, and maintain a fulfilling sexual connection well into their later years, proving that mindful attention to warmth can reverse many of the challenges associated with aging and intimacy. One of the most critical mistakes men over 60 make in the bedroom is rushing intimacy, and the consequences of this are far more serious than many realize. After 60, the body's physiological and neurological systems no longer respond instantly. The arteries are less elastic, blood flow is slower, nerves require more stimulation, and the hormonal triggers for arousal take longer to activate. Rushing ignores all of these realities and creates a cascade of problems that can quickly turn desire into frustration. When intimacy is hurried, the sympathetic nervous system, the body's fight or flight system dominates, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones constrict blood vessels, reduce circulation, and block the body from responding optimally to stimulation. Even if a man wants to perform, his body is physically resisting because it hasn't been given the proper time to prepare. Rushing also bypasses the essential steps of emotional and physical connection. Eye contact, touch, gentle caressing, and conversation are all critical for signaling to the brain that the environment is safe, desire is mutual, and pleasure can be pursued without pressure. Skipping these steps leads to reduced arousal, weaker erections, diminished sensitivity, and even performance anxiety, creating a negative feedback loop that can make future intimacy feel stressful or unrewarding. Many older men report frustration because they attempt to replicate the sexual experiences of their younger years, but the body simply cannot perform in the same way without preparation. The solution is not effort or force, but patience and intentionality. Slowing down allows the circulatory system to deliver blood effectively to the genitals, allows nerves to fire with maximum sensitivity, and lets the parasympathetic system, responsible for pleasure and relaxation, engage fully. This process can be achieved through small but deliberate steps: prolonged foreplay, warm physical contact, slow breathing, gentle touch, and creating a relaxed, comfortable environment. These actions ensure that both partners feel desired, connected, and relaxed, which naturally increases arousal and performance. Rushing not only undermines physical response, but also erodes emotional intimacy. Partners sense tension, pressure, and impatience, which reduces their own arousal and pleasure. Conversely, slowing down fosters trust, communication, and shared enjoyment, reinforcing the bond and making intimacy more fulfilling. Men who learn to slow down after 60 often find that their sexual experiences are not only more satisfying, but also more consistent, enjoyable, and confident. They discover that arousal and pleasure are not purely mechanical, they are deeply influenced by preparation, connection, and patience. Rushing eliminates these factors, while slowing down restores them, allowing older men to experience intimacy at a high level well into later life. Ultimately, understanding that the aging body requires time transforms the bedroom from a place of stress into a space of pleasure, confidence, and meaningful connection, proving that patience and intentionality are the most powerful tools for maintaining satisfying intimacy after 60. As we've explored, intimacy after 60 is not lost, it has simply changed, and understanding these changes is the key to enjoying a fulfilling and connected sexual life. The challenges many men face, from decreased blood flow to reduced nerve sensitivity, slower arousal, and shifting hormonal responses, are not signs of failure but natural results of the body aging. What truly makes the difference is awareness, patience, and the willingness to adjust. Skipping crucial steps: preparing circulation, activating nerves, building emotional connection, practicing deep breathing and relaxation, ensuring warmth, and resisting the urge to rush leads to frustration, stress, and fading intimacy. But when these steps are intentionally incorporated, the entire experience transforms. Blood flows more freely, nerves respond with heightened sensitivity, and the body cooperates in a way that feels satisfying and confident. Emotional closeness deepens because the mind feels safe and connected, and partners rediscover the joy of shared intimacy. Slowing down, focusing on warmth, breathing, gentle touch, and emotional presence may seem simple, but these small actions collectively unlock the full potential of pleasure, connection, and desire. They remind both partners that intimacy is not a race nor a test of ability. It is a shared journey, an exchange of trust, affection, and passion. Men over 60 who embrace these principles often find themselves not only performing better physically, but also reconnecting emotionally in ways they may have thought were behind them. They regain confidence, reduce stress, and restore closeness, proving that age does not define the quality of intimacy. Every touch, every moment of eye contact, every deliberate breath and caress contributes to restoring both body and mind. By respecting the natural pace of the aging body, men can create an environment where arousal flows naturally, pleasure is maximized, and intimacy becomes a source of joy rather than frustration. This approach empowers men to reclaim control over their sexual health, deepen bonds with their partners, and enjoy the most meaningful, satisfying experiences possible. Intimacy after 60 is not about performance under pressure. It is about understanding the body, honoring its needs, and embracing connection in every form: physical, emotional, and mental. When men and women take this journey together, patience, preparation, and attention to the body's signals open the door to renewed desire, lasting satisfaction, and a deeply fulfilling sexual life well beyond what many imagine possible. The secret is simple but profound: slow down, connect deeply, prepare your body and mind, and allow intimacy to unfold naturally. In doing so, you not only enhance performance, but also restore closeness, pleasure, and confidence, proving that passion and connection can thrive at any age.